Great. So welcome everybody. Let's go ahead and get started this evening in a comfortable seat. If cross-legged or Sukhasana, easy pose, feels okay in your knees and in your hips, you can take that. Or if any other seated position, maybe seated on your knees and resting your hips on your heels. Using any props that serve you, sometimes a block or a pillow underneath the hips can feel nice just to elevate the hips. And just start by rolling the shoulders up towards the ears and exhale, release them back and down. We'll do that a couple more times. Inhale, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, and then exhale to draw them back and down. Just kind of rolling into the practice a little bit, releasing the shoulders back and down. Final one like that. Linking breath with movement. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, release them back and down. And then close the eyes or keep a soft gaze. Start to draw the chin back in space. Maintaining a nice tall spine. Feel the lift of the crown of the head towards the sky. And feel a sense of rooting down in all areas where your body comes into contact with your mat, with the ground. Start to tune into your breath. Increasing awareness around sensations of the breath. Relax the jaw and the space between the eyebrows as your shoulders soften away from the ears. Arriving fully in this moment. Have the intention for your practice to be fully present for your body, for your breath throughout the practice of whatever comes up without judgment. Without attachment. Notice if you can be present with the body and the breath. Letting go of judgment and attachment to whatever comes up, good, bad, indifferent, right? All of it is just as it is. Using the asana practice, the practice of postures to explore the physical body, to explore what comes up for you. Draw the awareness back to the breath. The sensations of the air moving in and out through the nostrils. The sensations of the rising and the fall of the belly and the chest. And you soften anywhere that you're holding onto unnecessary tension. And bringing that into our practice as well this evening, can we let go of unnecessary holding? We engage our belly to support our spine to stay tall, but can we maybe soften through the joints, through the shoulders, the hips, the knees. Relax into this stillness for just a few more moments, right? Fully arriving into this practice, into this moment. On your mat, honoring the collective practice as well as your individual practice. Let's take a cleansing breath in through the nose, fill up through the chest and the belly. Open mouth, exhale. Let it go. We'll take two more like that, sealing in our intentions. Take a big breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Let it go. Final one like that. Big breath in. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. And then gently start to flutter light into the eyes as you open them. Inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky. Fingertips come together at the top. Exhale, right hand comes down to the mat as you reach the left fingertips up and over. Find space in that side body. Inhale, reach the right hand up to meet the left. Exhale. Rest the left hand onto the floor as you reach the right fingertips up and over. We start to link body and breath as we inhale to lift all 10 fingers up, and exhale, hand comes down and we reach and stretch into the side body. Moving with a sense of mindfulness and softness through the shoulders. Notice where it feels good to linger. Notice where it feels good to move. Again, observing with a sense of non-judgment. The next time we inhale to come up, allow the shoulders to soften. The fingers keep reaching towards the sky. Feel the shoulders rooted in their joints as you lift the fingertips towards the sky. Find length in the spine. And then on your next exhale, turn the palms away from one another as you gently lower all the way down. Interlace the fingers behind the back, open through the chest here, and release the chin towards the chest. Allow the head to move to one side and to the other, just getting into the neck muscles, the muscles that where the neck meets the shoulders, the space between the shoulder blades, just allowing that head to sway from side to side, maintaining that basket grip behind the low back if that feels okay. And then bringing the head back to center, chin away from the chest. Lift the gaze upwards, chin away from the chest. And then soften the head back to center. Release the basket grip as we inhale, lift the fingertips up. Exhale, hands come through in front of the heart center and then start to hinge from the hips as you walk the fingertips forward and rounding through the spine here, maintaining the crossed legs. Notice the breath and allow the shoulders to be away from the ears here. Feel into the breath. Feel into where you notice sensation. And breathe out any tension within this pose. Gently look towards the fingertips, walk the hands back in space. Hands come to the knees, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. And then the left hand comes to the right knee. Inhale, reaching the right arm high, and exhale, finding a twist as you land that right hand behind the hips, twist from the low belly, the mid belly, the upper belly. Maybe taking the gaze over that back shoulder. Maybe taking it forward. Feel into what suits your body best in this posture. From here, gently walk the hands back to center and take a big cleansing breath in here. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Bring the opposite hand to the opposite knee. So right hand, left knee, inhale, left arm reaches high. Exhale, finding a simple twist, opening up, twisting through the low belly, the mid belly, the chest. Take the gaze wherever is most comfortable for your neck. And gently rotate back to center, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. Take a big cleansing breath in here. Open mouth, exhale, let it go. Switching the cross of your legs, so bringing probably the less natural way to cross the legs in here. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up towards the sky, fingertips come to the top, and then exhale over to one side, the hand comes down, the opposite fingertips reach up. Don't worry about which side you start on. We'll do both. Inhaling, lift all 10 fingers up. Exhale, reach over, finding a side body stretch. Inhaling, reaching up, and linking your own breath with your own movement here for a few cycles. Just feel into where it feels good to linger, move through where it feels good to move through. And again, coming back to our intention of being completely present within our bodies, within our breath. A couple more cycles here. Lifting up. Exhaling up and over. And then the next time we lift all 10 fingertips towards the sky. Pause for a moment here. Find an openness through the shoulders. Try turning the palms in towards one another if they're not already, as if the pinkies are gently rotating towards one another. Find space in the shoulders. Draw the low belly in. Feel a lift through the crown of the head. Turn the hands away from each other now and gently release on an exhale. Slowly, slowly, all the way down. Basket grip behind the back. Open through the chest and the shoulders here. But this time we're just going to soften the left ear over to the left shoulder first. Opening up through the side of the neck, feeling the connection from the ear down through the side of the neck to the shoulder. On an inhale, lift that head up, and on an exhale, release towards the other shoulder. Finding space. Breathing into space that you find. Fully present for whatever comes up, whether it's perceived as negative or positive, something in between. Gently lifting that head up, and then chin to the chest, soften the chin towards the chest, find space in the back of the neck. Space through the throat as you draw the head up, the chin away from the chest. Then gently drawing the chin back forward. Inhale, lift the arms towards the sky, hands together at the top. Exhale, hands come down through your heart center. And then they keep going as you hinge from the hips. Walk the hands forward. This side might land quite differently because of the different cross of the legs. Just breathe into what you notice here. Right? No judgment of the body, just breathing into whatever you find, whatever comes up, fully present for that. As you feel ready, look towards the fingertips to walk the hands back in space. Hands come to the knees, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And then left hand to right knee. Inhale, lifting the right arm high. Exhale, finding our second simple twist of this side. Draw the low belly in to support the rotation through both the low belly, mid belly, and chest. Gaze can be wherever is most comfortable for your neck. from here, gently unwind back to center. Take a cleansing breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Letting it go. Other hand to opposite knee. Inhale, reaching the left arm high. Exhale, simple twist on this side, opening up through the chest, as well as the mid belly and the low belly, twisting from all parts of the torso. You're gently and light. Take a cleansing breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Let it go. Uncross the legs to bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Wrap the hands around the toes and just bend into the elbows here. As you fold forward, relax the chin towards the chest, the shoulders away from the ears, feel a rounding through the spine. Softening in here, allow the knees to soften any bit further towards the floor. Heels can be close to the pelvis. There can be a good bit of distance from the pelvis. Take the gaze to the right. Take the gaze to the left. And coming back through center, gently round and roll up, coming back through a tall spine, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. And then knees come together here. Open the right leg long, left foot stays hugged in. And the right leg here goes at a bit of a diagonal. So it's not straight out in front, it's at a bit of a diagonal. We come back to our little simple twist. We rotate the torso towards that right leg. Inhale, reaching the arms up to square around the head. And exhale, hinge from that right hip as you fold forward, reaching forward, but then softening through the shoulders, soften into where you land. Relax the chin towards the chest. Find space in the left lower back, as well as space in the left lower hip. Find a softness through the back of that right knee. Relax the jaw and the space between the eyebrows. And come back to the breath. Meeting yourself exactly as you are, where you are, for whatever comes up. Find a softness through the breath. Look towards that right foot and use the hands here to walk your upper body back up to a tall spine. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Right hand comes over to that left knee. Inhale, lifting up the left arm. Exhale, twist to open. Here we'll play with the gaze a little bit, looking over the back shoulder, finding a deeper twist, looking over the front shoulder, but maintaining that deeper twist. Again, tallness through the spine, start to take the gaze back, draw the belly in, maybe deepening the twist, and then draw the gaze forward, keeping that twist. Last time like that, gently take the gaze over the back shoulder, maintain the twist, draw the belly in, and then draw the gaze forward, maintain that twist. Nice. And then back to center, we'll gently unwind the spine, roll the shoulder, shake it out, take a breath in. Exhale. Bringing the soles of the feet together again. Wrap those hands around the toes, start to bend into the elbows and find a rounding through the low back, the middle back, the upper back, chin towards the chest. Relax into where you land here, rounding through the spine. Noticing whatever you notice here. And then gently start to roll back up to a tall spine, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. And this time, extend the left leg long, right foot stays hugged in. If that feels uncomfortable on the knee at any time, you can always open up that right leg too. Always modifying and adjusting to suit our own body's needs, never staying with pain, right? Turning the torso towards the left leg now. So a little bit of a twist through the torso. We're going to inhale to lift the biceps up to frame the ears. Exhale, hinge from that left hip as we reach forward, and then soften into where we land. The shoulders soften down and away from the ears. You feel a softening through the jaw. Breathe into the right lower back. Breathe into the back of that left leg. Meet yourself as you are without judgment, without attachment. Maybe this side lands a bit differently, that's okay. Gently look towards that left foot and use your hands to support your upper body, coming back up to a tall seat. Twist back to a nice tall spine, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Then the left hand comes to right knee. And you'll reach the fingertips up. Exhale, twist to open on this side. Draw the low belly in to support the low back, rotating. Look over the back shoulder. Maybe that deepens your twist. Draw the belly in. Keep that deepening of the twist and look forward. So every time we take the gaze back, our twist may deepen a little bit more, drawing the belly in to support. We maintain that twist and we look forward. Keep drawing the belly and use the abdominals, looking back, twisting more. And drawing the gaze forward, maintaining the twist. And then coming back to center. Gently unwind towards the front space, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, exhale back and down, and then take a big breath in. Exhale, letting it go. Releasing the right leg long, so now we're in a wide-legged seat. I find it useful to flex my feet, but some people find it more useful to point or take more relaxed feet. Hands just to the center. And just walking the hands as far forward as what feels okay. Taking a rounding through the spine. Maybe the chin comes to the chest. Maybe it stays more neutral. But find a length in the neck. So if you find yourself looking forward and crunching up your neck at the back, or maybe your chin is drawing really far down to the chest, find somewhere in the middle to have a tall, long neck. Relaxing your shoulders, breathing into where you are. Noticing where sensations are strong, noticing where maybe you would like some more sensation. Can you modify and adjust in any way to make this posture work a bit better in your body today? Look towards the hands and walk the hands back towards your pelvis. Roll the shoulders up, back and down. Hands come to the outer parts of the knees to draw them in. And then coming to boat pose, we'll start to lean back, sit back, shoulders down and away from the ears, and the shoulder blades at your back draw towards one another, like they're plates that then draw towards one another and kind of come close to kissing at the back. And then start to lean back, engage the belly, engage the mula bandha, the root. As you lift, maybe one foot, maybe the other foot, opening the arms by your side, keep maintaining that tallness through the spine. For 3, for 2, maybe lengthening the legs. And final one, release the legs. Crossing the legs, shift the weight forward to come to all fours. Spread wide through the fingers, knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. We arrive in tabletop pose. Feel the backs of the feet root down just as much as the knees and the fingertips. As you inhale, start to tilt the pelvis up, vertebra by vertebra, open through the chest, and maybe take the gaze up slightly. On an exhale, rounding through the pelvis, vertebra by vertebra, lifting the back of the heart, and then drawing the chin in towards the chest. We'll take this cat-cow motion nice and slowly, although we're linking breath with movement. See if you can slow down the breath and move in a slower, more mindful way through this cat-cow motion. Keep noticing where you feel rooted in the physical body, maybe through the knees, the tops of the feet, all parts of both hands. Lifting up through the pelvis, opening through the chest. Rounding through the pelvis, rounding through the spine. Move at your own pace and in your own time here for a couple more cycles. And then start to explore the body a little bit further here. From this all fours position, maybe you start to take some hip circles. Explore the physical body here. One direction and the other. You can play with the position of your fingertips here. Maybe facing the fingertips towards the side space. Maybe facing them towards the back space. Just feeling into what works here. Maybe what doesn't work. Breathing in and letting go. Couple more cycles of breath here. As I just wanted to let one of my dogs out and close the windows. And then we'll take the big toes to touch. Knees come nice and wide. Sink the hips back towards the heels. Start to walk the fingertips forward. Keep the palms and the wrists lifted, forearms lifted. Soften the forehead down towards the mat as your belly softens between the thighs. We come into a dynamic child's pose. Finding space in the space between the shoulder blades. Space along the back of the neck. Meet yourself as you are. Gently release the hands, forearms, wrists down to the mat and just feel that release. Notice how that feels to soften through the arms, through the shoulders, through the jaw. And then from here, start to shift the hips forward as your head lifts up off the ground. The hands and wrists walk back underneath the shoulders, knees back underneath the hips. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips. Finding our first downward facing dog of the practice. Bend into one knee, bend into the other. Find space along the backs of the legs. Maybe shift on the way over from one side to the other. And then gently look towards the hands. Take a walk or a step to the top of the mat, just behind the hands. And just take a moment in a standing forward fold. Knees can be soft. Chin towards the chest. And then option here to take a ragdoll pose, hands to elbows. Option here to keep the hands rooted down on the mat. That can feel really nice, or using a prop to bring the ground closer to you. Take what serves you best here. Can you soften the jaw and the space between the eyebrows? Maybe closing into the eyes and feeling into how this forward fold affects your nervous system. Gently soften the hands down towards the earth, bend into the knees, and round and roll up as you root down to round and roll up, vertebra by vertebra, chin to the chest. Rounding, rounding, rolling, rolling. Chin lifts away from the chest, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. Roll out through the wrists to turn the hands forward to Tadasana or mountain pose. Take a moment to close your eyes here. Keep a soft gaze, whichever one feels better and more safe. Rooting down through all parts of both feet. Notice if your weight is going forward or back. Can you find a sense of evenness underneath your feet, through your weight? Can you feel the roots of your feet down into the earth, going out into all directions? Soften into exactly as you are. On an inhale, start to sweep the fingertips towards the sky, maybe lifting the gaze. And on an exhale, bend the knees, hinge from the hips. Go ahead and fold it forward, soften the head, soften the neck. On an inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back. And on an exhale, hands to the mat. Step the feet to the back of the mat, finding a plank pose. Press the earth away from you. Shoulders in line with the hips, with the heels. Press back through the heels. Draw the belly in. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. Final one. Soften the knees down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Inhale. Lift the belly. Open the chest, or drop the belly. Open the chest rather. Exhale. Round through the spine. Find a cat pose. From a neutral spine, tuck the toes under. Lift the knees. Lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Notice the breath in here. Notice the breath out. On an inhale, lift the right leg high, bend into the knee. Start to send the right heel towards the left space to find space in that right hip. Maybe rolling out through the right ankle as well while you're here. Notice the evenness of the weight through your 3 limbs that are in contact with the floor. Gently draw the knee back and through center as you hug the knee in towards the chest. Plant the right foot forward, root down into the right foot, the left foot as well. Inhale, lifting the arms up towards the sky, finding a crescent lunge. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. We'll soften the hands down to the hips just to feel how our hips are aligned. Are they square to the front of the mat? Or is one more forward, more back? Can you find a squareness through the hips? Root down evenly into the right foot and that back left foot. Notice your breath. On an inhale, reach the fingertips towards the sky. And on an exhale, hands come down to the mat. Left hand roots down, right knee over the right ankle, and twist to open. Right fingertips reach towards the sky. Find a twist. Draw that belly in once more. Connecting to your twist. Unwind right hand on the inside of that right foot. Back heel comes down. And then using the strength of that left arm to guide you up, come up to warrior two. So right knee, square over that right ankle. Fingertips reach long. Look over the right fingertips. Strong back leg, warrior two. Flipping that right palm up. Inhale, reach the fingertips up and back. Find space in that right side body. And on an exhale, release the front elbow down to the front knee and reach the left fingertips forward. Move with this motion, inhaling, reversing your warrior up and back. Exhaling to come forward. Continue to move with your breath. Noticing exactly as you are in the moment. Final one back. And finally, we meet forward, cartwheeling both hands down to the mat. Right hand comes back on the inside of that right foot. And this time we walk the hands towards the center of your mat. Right toes turn inward so that all 10 toes face towards the long edge of the mat. On an inhale, lift halfway up, draw the shoulder blades towards one another, find a long neck. Exhale, fold forward, soften the head, soften the neck, soften. The crown of the head draws towards the earth here. Now with your hands, you can keep them on the mat. You can keep them on a prop if they don't quite reach the mat. You can also bring the hands to the corresponding ankles on that side. Root down evenly through all parts of both feet here. Notice how this wide-legged forward fold makes you feel within your body, within your mind. Gently bring the hands back to center. Look towards the hands and walk everything towards the front of the mat. Turn all 10 toes towards the front of the mat and step the back foot forward to join the front. Bend into the knees a lot. Start to engage through the glutes. Round and roll up, chin to the chest as you root down to roll up vertebra by vertebra. Vertebra by vertebra. Slowly, 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 slowly. Chin is the very last thing to lift away from the chest. Roll the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. Roll it out through the wrists. Hands come together in front of the heart. Pressing palm to palm, all 10 fingers to opposite 10 fingers, maybe closing the eyes or keeping a soft gaze. Just come back to the sense of rooting through the feet, down towards the earth. Notice what you notice. Soften the breath. If your eyes are closed, flutter light back into the eyes, coming back. Inhale, reach the fingertips towards the sky, hands together at the top. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge from the hips, fold it forward. On an inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back. And on an exhale, hands to the mat, step to a high plank. Hold in your high plank. We're holding for 5. Draw the belly in for 4. Keep pressing the heels back for 3. Press into the ground 2. Breathing, breathing, breathing. And release the knees down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Inhale, lift the pelvis up, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round through the spine, draw the back of the heart up, chin to the chest. And from a neutral spine, tuck the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips, find downward facing dog. Lift the hips up and back, press down evenly into both hands, the feet. Soften the jaw. Relax the face. Notice the breath. And on an inhale, lift the left leg high, bend into the left knee. Open up through that hip as you send the left heel towards the right space. Try to find an evenness in the 3 limbs that are in contact with your mat, with the ground, with the earth. Maybe rolling out that left wrist or taking whatever else feels good here. Start to draw the knee back into your center. Hug it in towards the chest. Plant that left foot between the hands. Find your balance. And on an inhale, lift up, crescent lunge. Fingertips reach towards the sky. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Release the hands down to the hips. Find a squareness through the hips. Notice the alignment of the hips. Is there any way that you can adjust them for more stability, more alignment? Front knee over that front ankle. Draw that belly in for stability. On an inhale, reach the fingertips towards the sky. And on an exhale, release the hands down to frame the foot. That right hand stays on the mat or on a prop. As you peel the left fingertips towards the sky, finding a twist, we rotate through the low belly, mid belly, chest. Fingertips towards the sky, keep hugging that front knee in towards your center, in towards that elbow. Release the left hand down on the inside of that left foot. Soften the back heel down to the mat, setting up warrior 2 legs. Right fingertips reach forward and then open it up to warrior 2. Front knee over that front ankle, back leg strong. Long through the arms, gazes over the left fingertips now. Draw the belly in. Notice the breath. Flip the front palm. Inhale, lifting the palm up and then fingertips back. Find your reverse warrior. Keep your legs as they are. Notice if your legs have shifted. And then on an exhale, bring the front elbow down to that front knee to come into a variation of side angle. Continue to move with the breath here between reverse warrior and side angle, feeling rooted and strong through the legs, through the belly, lifting up and back. Moving with the breath. And noticing whatever you notice. Linger where it feels good to linger. Move through where it feels good to move through. And final time back wherever you are. Final time we come forward from wherever you are. Releasing the hands down to the mat on the inside of that left foot. Walk the hands to center. Turn those left toes in, all 10 toes. Again, face towards the long edge of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, find a flat back. Exhale, soften the crown of the head as it draws towards the earth. Relax the head and the neck. It helps to nod the head yes and no, and then find a long neck here. Take a couple of more moments here, maybe 2 or 3 more cycles of breath to take whatever feels good. Sometimes a little hip sway from side to side. Maybe you're enjoying some stillness here in this wide-legged forward fold. Look towards the long edge of the mat as you take all 4 limbs to face the fingers and the toes towards the front of the mat, and then back leg, back foot steps to meet the front. Bend into the knee, chin to chest, round and roll up slowly, slowly here. Round to roll up, slowly, slowly here. Chin away from the chest, roll the shoulders up, back, and down, roll it out through the wrist. And hands to the hips. Shift the weight into the right foot. Start to bring the left knee in line with the left hip. Flex into the left foot. Option to stay here working with your balance here. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw. Option to start to move into tree pose by opening the left knee out to the side and then bringing the foot to the standing leg. The standing leg presses into the foot as well. Root down through that standing leg foot, all parts of that foot. Keep imagining that the inner thighs are opening like a book, or wherever you are in your balance. Soften the shoulders and jaw. Hands can be together in front of the heart space. They can lift up towards the sky, maybe taking the thumb and pointer finger together to hold this mudra. Soften the breath for a few more cycles. And then from wherever you are, hands in front of the chest. Release the foot away from the leg first, back to simple balance, and then soften down. Roll out that side, roll out the ankle, shake it out. And then go ahead and come back to the sense of grounding, rooting down through the feet. Start to shift the weight over into the left foot and lift the right knee up in line with the right hip. Start to open that knee out to the side. And then again, option to stay in any of the stages before I cue on any further. But that right foot can come to that standing leg below the knee or above the knee. Just don't press it on the knee. Soften into your balance wherever you are here. The shoulders, the jaw, the breath. And you use your inner core, your abdominals, to support you here. And taking whatever variation with your arms that feels good. Maybe it feels stable and secure today to keep the hands at heart center. Maybe it feels nice to find some more space within your body, opening up the arms. From where you are, hands come back to the center. The foot comes away from the leg, coming back to the center and down, shake it out. Whatever way feels good. And then from the top of your mat, we'll root down through the feet. Shoulders lift up, back and down, open the hands and the arms. Inhale, sweep the arms up, hands together at the top. Exhale, bend the knees, hinge from the hips, fold it forward. Inhale, find a halfway lift, flat back. And on an exhale, hands to the mat, step back to a high plank. Option to take any variation here that feels good, high to low. So your knees can be lifted or lowered. You can move through your chaturanga. Also an option to take what we've been taking, which is knees on the mat, untuck the toes. Inhale, up dog or cow pose rather. Exhale to a cat pose. And then from your center, from a neutral spine, tuck the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips, and just wherever you are, or wherever you've come from rather, come back to your downward facing dog and just allow the knees and hips to pedal out, the heels to pedal out. And then as you feel ready, soften the knees down to the mat, untuck the toes, walk the hands back to come to sit on your heels, roll the shoulders up towards the ears, back and down. Take a big cleansing breath in here. And open mouth exhale, let it go. Two more like that, big breath in. Cleansing breath out. Let it go. Final one like that, big breath in. Full breath out. Let it go. Close the eyes, notice what you notice through the body. Coming back exactly as you are, meeting yourself physically, mentally, emotionally on your yoga mat in this moment as you are. All things welcome. And as you feel ready to flutter light into the eyes, go ahead and do so. Swing the legs out to the front space. We're going to gently come onto our backs in whatever way feels best. You can roll down slowly from engaging your core, or you can just simply use your elbows to come down. Tuck the pelvis. Root down through the feet as your knees face towards your ceiling. From here, we're going to take reclined pigeon pose. So bringing the left ankle to the right knee, opening that left knee towards the front space. Start to invite the legs as they are, if that feels okay, in towards your chest. Left hand on the inside between the legs, and then meeting the right hand that comes to the outside of that right leg. If that feels too much, you can come to any variation, maybe using a prop underneath that right foot for a little bit of leverage, maybe just keeping that right foot on the ground. That's okay too. Feel into where you land. Breathe into where you land. Maybe the movement feels nice, just a gentle rocking of the lumbar spine, the hips. Maybe stillness feels better. Soften the shoulders, the jaw, the belly. Gently begin to release from wherever you are. Extend the left foot towards the sky, roll it out through the ankle, maybe a little bit of counter movement here. Half happy baby can feel nice. Kind of bringing the left arm on the inside of that left leg, and then the left hand grabs the pinky side of that left foot, just kind of opening up through the hip here. And softening back to center, left foot on the mat, right ankle to the left leg. Flex into that right foot, send the right knee energetically more forward. Again, option to stay here. Maybe that's what this side needs. Option to invite the legs as they are inwards. The right arm between the legs, the left hand meets the right hand on the opposite side of that left leg. Soften the shoulders, soften the jaw, relax the belly and the chest wherever you've landed here. Maybe a bit of rocking from side to side feels good. Maybe stillness feels better. Tune into what suits your body in this moment. Soften in for a couple more cycles of breath on this side. And then gently release the legs. The right leg goes long towards the sky, roll it out through the ankle. Take whatever counter movements feel good. Again, I enjoy half happy baby after this one. Right arm on the inside of that right leg. Just drawing the knee closer to the earth, the foot parallel to the ceiling above. If that's a flat ceiling, I guess. It's not imagining your foot flat on a surface here. And then soften that foot down to the mat. Bring the feet together, knees fall away from one another. Soften the shoulders, relax the belly and the chest. And just take a moment here in reclined butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Hands can rest on your low belly. Maybe the thumbs and the pointer fingers touch one another, or arms and hands can rest by your side, palms up or down. And then as you feel ready to do so, start to extend the legs long into your Shavasana pose. Take your time here. If you feel like staying in that butterfly Supta Baddha Konasana pose for a little bit longer, that's okay. If you want to take any more movement from this practice, feel free to do so. But with the intention of heading towards Shavasana within the next few breaths. Being completely and fully present in this pose as well. The final resting pose of the practice, the complete surrender into stillness after our movement practice. And we embrace the stillness as much as we embrace the movement. We embrace the rest as much as we embrace the doing. Soften the belly, soften the chest. Allow the feet to fall gently away from each other, the shoulders to soften towards the earth. The jaw and all the muscles of the face, the tongue, soften. Surrender into the complete stillness. Surrender into your Shavasana. From your complete stillness, start to invite the breath. Invite a more profound deepening of the breath. And start to invite whatever movement through your body that feels good. Listen to the cues of your own body here. Feeling into how it best feels to move after your rest. In your own time, make your way up to a seat again in whatever way feels the most easeful. And meeting back in a comfortable cross-legged seat. Crown of the head lifts towards the sky, the sits bones, root down. rest on the knees in whatever way feels best. Don't invite the breath in, fill up through the chest and the belly. Open mouth, exhale. Hands come together in front of the heart space. Close the practice. You can chant along or you can chant in your mind the universal sound of Om. Begin the chant with an inhale and chant on the exhale. Inhale. Goodness from our collective practice together resonate into each and every one of us, as well as out to all beings everywhere.